여러 가지 면에서 지도를 해주면서 되게 특별한 관계로 이렇게 남을 수 있다고 하네요. 그리고 오늘 또 선생님께서 만나는 이 한국 학생분도 약 25년 전에 스탠스테드를 졸업했고 이제는 또 그런 사제 관계가 아닌 거의 친구 관계처럼 변했기 때문에 그런 것도 굉장히 좋은 경험이라고 하시니까 특히나 이제 강조하고 드리고 싶은 부분은 국제 학생으로 경험하는 것도 있지만 이런 교사나 스텝 입장에서 마찬가지로 그런 학생들을 받음으로써 굉장히 언어, 문화뿐만 아니라 그들에게서 많은 것을 배울 수 있다고 말씀하십니다.
25년 전에 이런 훌륭한 구글이나 이런 디바이스가 없었을 건데 그 당시 때 인터내셔널 친구들은 어떻게 공부를 어려움을 좀 극복할 수 있었는지가 또 어떻게 도와주셨는지도 갑자기 궁금해졌어요.
She's a little bit curious that probably 25 years ago we didn't have much access to a lot of IT devices or maybe internet, but then how were they able to learn from 어떤 아카데미 이런 거 말씀하시죠?
네, 아카데미 쪽으로 어떻게 우리는 저 당시 때는 뭐 전자수첩이라도 허용을 받았거나 뭐 이런 상황이 있었는데 그 당시 때 분들은 어떻게 도움을 받으면서 공부를 하셨는지 궁금해요.
What kind of support did they have back then, and do you remember how they used to study?
Actually, it's very similar right now. In fact, if anything, I would say that the support for students is much greater than it was, say, 20 years ago. So, for example, teachers will give extra help regularly in the evenings. We have peer tutoring, but the main support system we have right now is called the Learning Resource Center. So that operates most evenings at the school, and during study time, so we have mandatory study time in the evenings at school. Students will go to the library where there will be a teacher who can help them in a specific subject. So a teacher might say, all right, you're going to go for English help tonight with Miss Campbell from 8 to 8:30 or during a specific time period. So one of the things that I think makes Stansted a little bit different is its size. It's a very small school. It's a sort of a 1 to 13, 1 to 14 teacher to student ratio. The class sizes are small. There's no possible way really for a student to sort of fly under the radar or fall between the cracks. They get a lot of personal attention, and if a student is having a challenge in the class with a subject, that becomes pretty clear early on. It's one of the reasons we have so many report cards, so that we have these regular check-ins and we can make sure that the students are progressing properly. Obviously, students, everyone's different, and some students it takes longer for them to achieve the type of results and success that everybody wants. I think that's one of the main things that I've learned in my time as the head of school, is that not everyone is on the same schedule, and you often need to be patient and let the process work itself through. Let people have the time and the support to develop the right study habits and the right approach to learning. I think we do a good job of that, but our job is to just make sure that we're continuing to support the students, keeping in mind that there's a pathway from to the goal, and sometimes it takes longer to get there, but we do get there. So the personal attention and the personal support, I think, is absolutely key, and having a positive adult influence, a teacher who is really a big part of your life on a day-to-day basis, is really helpful in getting our students to where they need to be.
음.
Thank you.
전에도 이런 지금과 같은 그 전자장비가 부족하고 없었지만 그때도 지금과 비슷한 그런 도움은 학교에서 계속 주었기 때문에 어떻게 보면은 그렇게 크게 변한 건 없습니다, 사실은. 근데 학교에서 지금 학생들에게 어떤 도움을 주는지는 그런 학과 시간 이후에도 저녁 시간에 있는 그런 자습 시간이라든지 또는 러닝 리소스 센터라고 해서 그런 학생들이 필요로 하는 그런 도움을 과목 선생님들이 개별적으로 지도해 주시던지 아니면 또 피어 튜터링이라고 해서 선배들이 그런 후배들을 도와줄 수 있는 그런 시스템을 가지고 있습니다. 학교 같은 경우 지금 소수 정예라고 볼 수 있는 게 약 1대 13, 1대 14 선생님과 학생의 그런 사이즈로 운영되고 있고 어떻게 보면 굉장히 작은 클래스죠. 그렇기 때문에 또 학생들이 어려우면 즉각적으로 도와줄 수가 있고 그런 성적표 같은 경우도 자주 나와서 또 그거를 부모님들께서도 봐주실 수가 있으며 궁극적으로는 교장 선생님이 보셨기에 그런 교육자로서 학생들을 봤을 때 학생들이 모두 같은 선상에서 그 교육을 습득하는 것이 아니라 다 이렇게 본인만의 그런 리듬이라는 게 있기 때문에 너무 처음부터 그거를 크게 성적이 안 좋다고 해서 실망할 필요가 없고 그런 습관을 들여주고 학생들이 목표를 가지게 하는 것이 어떻게 보면 더 교육자로서의 좋은 자세이며 학생들에게 긍정적인 영향을 주는 것이 좋다고 말씀하십니다.
그 교과 외 수업 엑스트라 헬프가 되게 인상적으로 다가왔어요. 현재 그 학생분들의 기숙 그 점등 시간이라 해야 되나? 현재 지금 인롤하고 있는 학생분들 또한 그 밤 시간에 엑스트라 헬프를 쉽게 계속적으로 그 서포트를 지원을 받고 있다라는 내용으로 이해했는데 맞을까요?
그 부분은 제가 먼저 아는 대로 먼저 말씀드리자면 방금은 이제 야간 자습 시간은 소동 시간 전에 그렇게 또 학교에서 의무적으로 하는 시간이기 때문에 소동 이후 시간에 공부하는 거에 대한 도움이 아닌 평소 있는 스케줄 안에 포함되어 있는 시간입니다.
엑스트라
그거를 하는 시간이에요.
그렇군요. 한국은 사교육비가 너무 많이 듭니다.
It costs even more outside of school in Korea.
학원s?
네, 학교는 다 해결을 해주시네요.
Yeah, I understand. We don't. I mean, there's a lot of work. You have to do a lot of work at Stanford. There's no doubt about it. But I guess the support is inside the school, and one of the things that I think is very different about a boarding school, and about 80% of our students live at the school. So the teachers develop a very close relationship with the students because they see them all the time. They see them not just during the academic day, but after school in sports, and if they're doing residence duty and helping with their homework and that sort of thing. So I think you really care about the students, and you really care about seeing them succeed. And I'm not saying that I'm sure all teachers care about their students, but it's just that you're spending so much time, you get to know them so well. It's not like a day school where people arrive in the morning and leave in the afternoon. People are there 24 hours a day, so it's a pretty intense type of relationship, and a close one, very supportive one, and I just think the teachers are really invested in the lives of the students and making sure that they do what our mission is, which is to prepare students for university and for positive lives.
한국에서의 그런 학교 플러스 학원에서의 역할을 스탠스테드에서는 해결해 주신다고 보시면 되고 아무래도 80%의 재학생들이 학교 기숙사에서 생활하면서 선생님들도 돌아가면서 이런 기숙사 상황 일을 같이 해야 되기 때문에 어쩔 수 없이 같이 보내야 하는 시간이 많고 그러다 보면 또 그런 특별한 관계가 형성될 수밖에 없는 환경입니다. 그래서 또 학생들이 대학을 가는 목표에 당연히 도움을 주고 또 그 밖에도 삶의 지도자로서 되게 많은 도움을 줄 수 있습니다.
네, 감사합니다. 되게 감동적이네요. 네.
Inspirational.
이거 진짜 감동하고 있어요.
Well, you know, I've just seen it. I've seen it with my own kids, and I think I didn't go through that. I love my high school years, but I didn't go through that same type of experience of living in a boarding school. So I can see, you know, what makes it so special, and the close friendships that are formed that are different. It's just, again, mainly a result of just spending so much time and getting to know your classmates and your teachers so well. You just get to know them on a different level.
그 혹시 IT 쪽은 어떻게 강화를 시키고 있는지 매우 궁금한데요.
그 IT를 진학하기 위한 목표 말씀하시는 건가요? 아니면 학교에서?
커리상 어떻게 IT를 좀 강화하고 계시는지.
그
코딩 같은 거.
그런 소프트웨어.
소프트웨어.
So nowadays a lot of interest in the IT or coding areas.
Yeah.
Do we have any special program for that regarding new technology?
I would say we have a special program, or that's something that has become a focus on. You know, we're an advanced placement school, and we offer a number of AP courses for students if they want to challenge themselves and take those courses at a higher level. And if they achieve the required grade, most universities around the world will accept those courses as university credits. You know, I do hear many students who are interested in coding. I think we would provide a good fundamental background in that area, but we're not offering a special coding course per se. Mind you, we do have a number of our students who go on to computer science programs in university. You know, the interesting thing, you were talking about IT, and one of the things that I think that we see now, prior to the pandemic, everyone was talking about online learning being the future of education. I think what's happened now after the pandemic is not many people are interested in online learning anymore, because so many people were deprived of the opportunity to attend classes in person. You know, we were fortunate; we were able to really not miss any days. So our students were given that opportunity. But I've really noticed that amongst heads of school in Canada and the United States, really seeking sort of a return to the more traditional in-person class experience as opposed to the online. And you know, we may see that, I think we'll see that continue.
말씀하신 IT나 코딩에 대한 그런 특별한 프로그램이 있는 건 아니지만 기존에 대학교에서 인정하고 있는 많은 AP 과목들을 제공하고 있고 또 그런 코딩이나 이런 쪽에 관심 있는 학생들이 기본기를 충분히 배울 수 있는 과학 과목들이 많이 있습니다. 그렇게 해서 또 대학을 과학 쪽으로 진학하는 학생들도 많이 있습니다. 그리고 추가적으로 말씀드리자면은 코로나가 터졌을 때 우리가 그 온라인 교육이 앞으로의 미래가 될 것이라고 많은 사람들이 얘기했었지만 사실 지금 다시 그런 수업에 직접 참여하는 그런 수업들이 다시 더 되살아나고 있으며 그리고 어쩔 수 없이 인간으로서 그런 거를 그리워할 수밖에 없던 것 같고 스탠스테드가 다행히 코로나를 잘 이겨냈으며 이런 그 온라인 교육도 그 당시에는 했었지만 지금은 완전히 회복해서 학교 예전처럼 그런 수업들을 잘 진행하고 있습니다.
네, 코로나가 나와서 말인데요. 코로나 시국 속에 학생들을 끝까지 기숙사에서 책임을 져주시고 케어를 해주신 학교라고 제가 익히 알고 있어요. 지금은 이제 다 노멀로 다 돌아갔겠죠. 근데 앞으로 또 이런 위기를 저희가 지금 아직 이게 다 완벽히 해소된 건 아닌데 어떤 또 학교만의 나름의 또 그 있을까요? 그 내용이? 네.
I was very surprised to see Stansted reacting to the new environment of teaching when pandemic started. It was very inspiring to see a lot of staff and teachers doing the Zoom videos and online teaching. As for that, in case of another crisis like that, how would we like respond to it in the future?
Well, we had to learn very quickly, obviously, when the pandemic first hit. We were able to get our academic program online and up and running very quickly. I don't think anyone said that this is something we want to continue to do. Obviously, the preference is to have all the students on campus and in class. We were able to do that by creating a very effective bubble, essentially, on campus. So because most of our students already lived on campus, and because we were fortunate to have room at the time, we were even able to move our day students into our residences and essentially run almost as normal. So whereas many schools around the world had to go to strictly an online format, we were able to continue with not just the in-class teaching component, but also the activities. So we were able to do our athletic program, we were able to do our student life program, and you know, one of the things was we had everyone there. We didn't have teams traveling. We couldn't. So everyone was on campus together all the time, and I think that was a lot of fun for the students to be all together. No one wants to go back to that, obviously, and have to go through it again. But I think we were able to adjust quickly to the challenges, and if it were to happen again, I think we would, you know, immediately know what we would have to do. Let's hope we don't have to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
그 당시 코로나가 시작했을 때 학교에서 굉장히 빠르게 이런 IT 그런 기술이라든지 이런 거를 도입하면서 온라인 수업을 제공했었고 당연히 계속 그러고 싶진 않겠지만 그 모두가 같이 노력함으로써 학교에서 또 그런 환경을 안전하게 조성을 할 수 있었기 때문에 코로나를 잘 이겨냈었던 것 같습니다. 특히 이제 뭐 대기 학생들도 기숙사에서 수용할 수 있도록 이렇게 또 그런 환경을 조성했고 학교에서 온라인뿐만 아니라 실제 이제 클래스를 다시 회복하면서 그런 액티비티도 같이 할 수 있도록 빨리 잘 조율을 했었고 결국에는 모두가 함께하면서 잘 지내고 이겨냈던 것이 가장 크다고 생각합니다. 만약에 이런 일이 일어난다면 당연히 원치는 않겠지만 그때처럼 잘 대처할 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
네, 잘 대처해 주셨던 걸로 알고 있습니다.
You know, one of the things we did that I don't, and you were part of this, and obviously you were a very important part of it, Lynn, was we made a decision very early on that we were going to do specialized parent Zooms on a weekly basis. So instead of just doing one parent Zoom call for all parents, we did 3 separate Zoom calls. We would do one on Monday night in English, French, and Spanish. We would do one early Tuesday morning in Japanese and Korean, and then we would do a third in Mandarin. Because obviously we had parents from around the world who were separated from their children and who were very worried about what was happening on campus in connection with the pandemic. How was the school reacting? How were their kids doing? And we wanted to make sure that we were doing that in as many different languages as possible so that people could get a clear understanding of how the school was handling the pandemic situation. That was not something that I think we even thought of doing prior to the pandemic. We would have our weekly parent email, but not that type of exercise. And it not only helped the parents, I think it really helped the school because we were able to hear directly from the parents, what their concerns were, what their questions were, what their worries were, and we were able to address those questions and concerns right away. So it was really helpful for us in terms of identifying, where we needed to pay special attention. It gave the parents the opportunity to hear from us in their own language, thanks to people like you, Lynn, who were doing the translation for our Korean parents. And it just gave, I think it really sort of created a team approach to this enormous problem. But we were meeting every week, and we did so for about 1.5 years, and it really created this feeling, I think, that we were all in it together, all trying to work to solve the problem. We're not doing that on a weekly basis anymore. We're doing it every few weeks. Obviously, the situation is not as critical as it was at that time, but I think it's something that we want to continue to do because having that dialogue on a regular basis with the parents just helps everyone and make sure that everyone is informed and up to date and that everyone's questions can be answered quickly and effectively. And I don't know of too many other, in fact, I don't know of any other school that did as many Zoom calls in as many different languages. There might be, I just don't know of any that did it that way. Obviously, it took a lot of time, but it was a very, very, very valuable exercise for us.
코로나 때 저희 같은 경우 빠르게 그런 학부모 줌 미팅을 시작하면서 예를 들면 뭐 하루는 영어, 스페인어, 프랑스어, 그리고 다음 날은 일어 한국어, 그리고 그 다음 날은 뭐 중국어 이런 식으로 3가지 타임대를 나눠서 그 시간대에 그 자녀분이 공부하고 있는 학부모님들의 줌 미팅을 시작했는데요. 첫째로 부모님들이 이런 걱정을 잘 해소할 수 있었던 게 우리가 이런 줌 미팅이 코로나 전에는 없었지만 함으로써 부모님에게 큰 신뢰를 줄 수가 있었고 또 학교 입장에서도 어떤 점들을 부모님께서 원하시는지 알 수 있어서 발전할 수 있는 계기가 되었습니다. 그리고 저와 같은 마케터들이 이렇게 통역을 바로 해주면서 또 많은 스태프들이 같이 참여했기 때문에 일을 잘 이겨낼 수 있었고 지금은 그때보다 코로나 상황이 많이 완화되었기 때문에 3주에 한 번씩 정도만 그런 미팅을 하지만 앞으로도 꾸준히 해나갈 생각입니다. 이렇게 또 할 수 있는 학교가 많지는 않았을 거라고 봅니다. 많은 시간과 그런 노력들이 필요로
맞습니다.
예.
네, 굉장히 안심이 되는 학교네요. 네, 다음 질문 하겠습니다.